Roberto.
How are you today?
Thank you. What do you offer the other candidates on?
Well, a general position that the quality potential to be effective manager. I have management experience, over 3 years of management experience. 2 years have been in a financial institution. So with very specific qualities to work in a well-established organization. As well, I have some marketing management experience. Essentially, I am aware that in order to be a good manager, you have to be an all-around knowledgeable and sensible person. And I feel that at the very first time of meeting me, somebody will get a sense of that.
Very. And do you have any other additional strengths that you would like to add to that?
Definitely. I have very good leadership and management skills, as I've just discussed. My communication skills, I feel, have been very well developed throughout my academic career as well as my professional career. Attending the Schulich School of Business has really kind of engaged me to work more often than not, pretty much the majority of the time, in groups. And most of the times these groups have been characterized by a wide range of cultural diversity, and with that naturally comes obstacles and whatnot in terms of communication barriers and cultural barriers. So I feel that I've had a lot of practice in terms of communication skills, and I feel that is very, very important for any management position.
Very good. And Roberto, how successful have you been so far?
I can honestly say that I have been quite successful with my endeavors. I was an assistant branch manager with the Bank of Montreal. When I first, from my inception within the branch, it was a very highly commercial branch at Weston and Steeles. The team was, shall we say, anything but stellar. I was a manager for 9 full-time employees. I would look. My role on a day-to-day basis was to basically manage the frontline staff. 2 of my staff had English as a second language, and the other 2 had very little banking experience when I first got into the role. Needless to say, I had my work cut out for me, but within 1 year's time, I had increased 2 of those 4 CSRs sales numbers by 112%. Excuse me, and the other 2 who were already quite strong, we managed to increase their sales numbers by about 60%. This has been done with not a cookie cutter approach to managing people and whatnot. It was more of understanding who it is that is a part of your team, what their characteristics are, their approach, and how to tailor yourself and your management style so that ultimately they can reach their goals so that you can reach yours.
Very good. And Roberto, what are your limitations, your biggest mistakes, and that's provided you have some?
My limitations. I guess I can honestly say that what I'm about to say contributes both to a sense of limitation as well as a strength, and that would be taking things to heart in terms of, for example, if a team fails and I'm not necessarily the manager, which I've been in those situations as well when I was working as a non-manager. When a team failed, I felt a personal sense of failure. Oftentimes I would be hard on myself. However, I'm always open to learning from my mistakes and the mistakes of the people around me, so that next time things can get done in a more efficient manner. That's what it's all about. It's about learning from your mistakes. As constantly as you go on and you move forward, you're learning from your experiences, your mistakes, and even your achievements.
Very good. And Roberto, how long would it take you to make a meaningful contribution to our firm?
Would it be too ambitious to say day one?
That sounds even better to me.
Yeah, I feel that I bring a certain sense of optimism, even in times where most people would find it very hard to be optimistic. In other words, I am very resilient, and that I feel is a key quality of a general manager.
Very good. And Roberto, can you give me a situation in which you had to work under pressure or meet a deadline?
Pretty much every week. It was working at the bank. A situation working under a deadline. A specific one, what would come to mind?
There's so many every day, eh?
Yeah, there were so many. There was one point where we were having a campaign, a MasterCard campaign at the Toronto Convention Center. Basically, the branch would initiate these kinds of campaigns so that we can increase our sales numbers within the MasterCard area. The show was on a Saturday. On the Thursday, I had signed up my branch. But on the Friday before the Saturday, I got 3 other branches saying we really, really want to be a part of this, and I had to get their registration done, their team built and whatnot, so that we could work effectively for that trade show. Because I'm not sure if you've had the opportunity to basically purchase a prime real estate in a Toronto show, but it is pretty expensive. So the last thing we wanted to do was basically spend a heck of a lot of money and not be prepared for it. So the deadline obviously was Friday evening. On Friday morning, I had received 3 other teams. It was very stressful, but we managed to basically cut and paste the right individuals for that specific show, given what the managers were basically saying about giving their input on these specific employees. So that would be a time where that I can remember that it was full. A lot of work needed to be done, but I'm a firm believer in if there's a will, there's a way, and sure enough, there was a way.
Well, good for you, Roberto. Sounds to me like you're well accustomed to working under pressure and meeting deadlines.
Totally.
Finally, Roberto, when would you be able to start?
I would be giving my current employer 2 weeks' notice.
Okay, well, that's usual standard. Roberto, I want to thank you for your time and the best of luck to you in your search.
Thank you very much.
You enjoy your day now.
You too. Take care.
Now.